Hey guys, Youngblood with you, and we're going to go ahead and jump into the speculation chamber and talk a little bit about an image that was posted to CIG's Twitter page and break that image down a little bit. Now unfortunately, the image isn't very clear, and we also don't live in a world where CSI Miami is around to do crazy enhancements to things in a totally unrealistic way, so we're kind of left just to make some assumptions based on what we see and some things that have been mentioned. It's also worth noting that at this point CIG has since removed the tweet, adding to kind of the spookiness factor of this all. Now, what we appear to be looking at is some sort of spy camera picture, which you can see a camera reticle in the center of the image. Now, past that, we get what appears to be a top-secret desert location of some sort, with a chain-link fence with razor wire at the top, and a sign that's suspended there that ends in the letters ING, which is probably a warning sign. Now, with these put together, it probably points to this being a civilian spy trying to get some sort of information on some military installation or a ship that the military was trying to keep out of the public's eye. Based on the image alone, it appears to be a ship in the distance with a relatively flat cross-section and two vertical pieces towards the outer edges. Now, the smart money is on these that these are probably wingtips that fold up like we see on ships today, which in my mind suggests a military ship designed to be able to be stored on a carrier and minimizing the space that it ends up taking up. The other option here is that it could be VTOL thrusters similar to what we see in the Retaliator. Now, I guess there is technically a third option, which would be that the design of the ship actually uses this vertical portion to place maneuvering thrusters to be part of the system's, to give it a little bit better maneuverability overall, or potentially even something like having better scanning ability by placing components in that area. Now, an alternate view of this would be upside down, and if that were the case, it kind of looks like two pilots walking to their ship out in the distance. Now, that makes sense from a certain perspective based on the razor wire being at the top of a fence to prevent climbing, but in a lot of installation, there's wire on the top and bottom, and you can't really see the other side of the fence. Another thing worth pointing out on this upside down perspective would be that slope off to the right side, which unless it's some sort of runway running off into the distance, it really appears to be more I guess like a mountain range off in the distance when you view it upright. Now, the simple and logical assumption here is that this is the first visual teaser of the Aegis Eclipse. It was on the whiteboard, we've heard some notes about it coming, but past that, there's been a few other indicators. First off, Ben confirmed that the next ship is a pure military ship with a larger civilian ship coming afterwards, so that's likely the Eclipse followed by the 600. Past that, on Citizens of the Stars during the quickfire question section, Ben and Eric sung Total Eclipse of the Heart, which was totally random, if it weren't for this ship coming. And finally, in the same episode of Citizens of the Stars, they went on to say something like the next jump point would be about a ship that isn't supposed to exist. Now, when you make a statement like that, you have to think top secret military ship, especially when paired with the Groom Lake or Area 51 feel of this photo. So I think it's clear that they're teasing the Eclipse, and with it being super top secret, it's probably tied to something we don't know much about yet in game, like interdiction. But it could also be another top tier ship for the military in regards to stealth, but then again, the Saber is pretty new in lore, and it was designed with that purpose in mind, so I don't necessarily think that's the case, and we're probably looking at something like an interdiction or E-War focused Eclipse in my mind. So if you guys have other notes looking at this image, please let me know, otherwise I think we're on the right track here. So as we get more information on this, I'll be covering the heck out of it, so stay tuned for that. Otherwise, thanks for watching, have yourselves a wonderful day, and take care.